I'm Gaby Wilson for MTV News, and I'm here with Khalid, who is performing at the 2017 Woodies. How are you?
I am pumped. I'm so good right now. How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, I heard a little bit of your rehearsal, so I'm really stoked to hear your set tonight.
Oh, thank you. It's going to be super exciting. Just the fact that this is actually my first festival or anything like this is going to be super dope. It's like a learning process at the same time, and you get to, you know, touch the fans, and you get to go out there, you get to have a good time. So
yeah, is it safe to say that this might be the biggest stage you've performed on so far?
Yes, it actually is the biggest stage. I went on a tour around a couple of months ago it was the location tour that I had, and I hit a lot of spots. This is my first time in Austin too.
Nice.
Yeah, so being from El Paso, like, this is really going to be an experience. I hear there's so much love in Austin for just anyone in general, so I'm really going to have a good time out here.
Yeah, I think this city is really cool, and it really appreciates music, that's for sure.
Yes.
I was going to ask, I mean, I feel like it might be a little nerve-wracking it being your biggest stage so far, but do you feel you have a little bit of a home court advantage being from Texas?
I feel like it's still nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Oh, it's super nerve-wracking. Going out there for the rehearsal was fine, but then actually attacking and seizing the moment, I feel like turning all those nerves into a form of positivity and realizing, you know, everybody's out here, they're with us and they're not against us.
Right.
I feel like that'll make it a lot easier.
Yeah, well, letting that galvanize you, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you don't have that much to worry about, though, because there has been such a groundswell of support.
Right.
And American Dream just broke the top 10 on the Billboard 200 this week, right?
Oh, yes.
Congratulations.
So my debut album, American Teen, hit number 9, which I'm so pumped for. It's just crazy to just think, like, I got to release a debut album. You know, my first album, there's going to be many more. There's going to be so much new music coming in 2017. So it's looking like a really good year for me.
How long had you been working on that American Teen material?
So it took me around 4 months to make that.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you have all life to make your first album.
Right.
So it makes a lot of sense. But it actually went super fast because at the same time I felt like the album in general was a true representation of who I was, and at the same time all of my friends all across the board, so it was just super natural.
I've read that you wanted to incorporate what you felt like was the sound of El Paso into that. Can you explain that a little bit?
So throughout the album you can hear a lot of references to El Paso. I really wanted to get kind of like the feel of like the loneliness, especially of the city, since it's all the way out in the middle of nowhere. The next neighboring city is either 4 to 8 hours away.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah.
I am like not up on Texas geography, so I'm glad that you said that.
So I really felt like the vibe compared to just the album in general, I really wanted to kind of be centralized on the fact that that loneliness lives, because when I had first moved there, I was super lonely at first, but eventually you get through it because you meet all these amazing people and all these amazing fans and friends especially. So it really helped. But I love El Paso, so I really wanted to make sure that I said El Paso or 915 a couple of times in the album.
You're performing Location tonight, right?
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that song. Where was that inspired from?
So the crazy thing about Location is I almost didn't even record the song. I was in Atlanta at the time. Someone hit me up. They were like, you got to come to Atlanta. We really love your work. And I was like, you know what? I'm all in. I told my mom I was going to Atlanta. I went. I had this long session. I was super tired, but I had to tell myself, I'm like, you know what? You came here for a reason, and it was to produce a good song that you loved. So eventually I just kept going. I made the chorus in Atlanta. I took it back to El Paso. I invited all of my friends, all of my family. We were all in the studio together, and I knocked it out in front of them. And I felt like that was the beauty of creating the song, because that's an experience I'll always be able to remember. It's just the fact that my mom was literally in the booth when I made the song.
Insane.
Yeah.
What was her initial reaction to it?
She was excited.
Yeah.
She loved the song. She usually loves all my music. Maybe it's just because she's my mom. I don't know.
But there's like it's like a tech reference, like sending the location, right? Does she get that off
She
the bat?
gets it. I teach her how to use her phone a couple of times.
Oh, yeah? Is your mom the kind of mom that like uses emojis?
No.
Does she send you memes?
She's very
and stuff?
dry. I put an exclamation point at the end of one of my sentences, and she got mad at me. She's like, don't yell at me. I'm like, I'm sorry, Mom.
She thought it was yelling, not just like a show of
not just
it's
like
positive.
excitement. Yeah, nah. She was like, don't ever yell at me again. So I didn't do that anymore.
But she does understand how to send a location on a phone.
Yeah, I taught her, you know. I ran her up on games. She knows how to.
Nice. What was that experience when you heard location on the radio for the first time?
I was in LA.
Uh-huh.
And I actually had went to the mall with my friends. We were getting in the car. I was like, you know what? Like, it was just something weird to me that, because I usually like use Spotify, Apple Music, stuff like that. But I was like, you know, I want to turn on the radio. The moment that I turn on the radio, I hear my song playing.
Wow.
Isn't that like
That's
crazy
fate.
how life works like
Yeah.
that? You know, I hear the song and I'm like, no way, this is it. Like, my song is on the radio. And now it broke Billboard Hot 100 and
Yeah.
it just broke top 40. So
I know. People love that song. I've been listening to that song for months, I feel like. So
thank
I'm really excited to talk to you about it.
Oh,
Were
thank
your
you.
friends like Snapchatting you and stuff when it
All the time. The
came
first
up?
time it played in El Paso, I got so many snaps of just everyone just sitting in their car, just enjoying the moment because it's really big for the city, you know? So I felt really good and happy to be a part of that, to make a change, especially in the music culture in El Paso.
Yeah. So lyrically, what inspired Location? Is that like a personal experience?
It was. It was around my senior prom,
Okay.
and I wanted to impress this girl. And so I was like, what better way than to write a song? We're talking on the internet all the time. We never really have a physical connection of any sort. I made the song for her, didn't get the girl.
Ugh. Well,
But
joke's on her.
Got the song,
Yeah.
so
you
it's
got
all
a career.
good.
A
You got a
huge career
career
here at the Woodies. It's
I know.
amazing.
So, guess it is what it is.
I like the hook in particular because I like
Thank
the
you.
irony of like send me your location
Yes.
so we can focus on communication, but like you could just ask for
Yeah,
the location.
yeah. Right. Yeah.
When did that click for you?
So, I really felt like it was kind of just an explanation of just how we are as individuals, especially as the younger individuals. We use our phone for everything.
Mm-hmm.
We use our phone to not use our phone. You know,
Yeah.
like we use our phone to get food, to get Ubers, to get whatever.
Right.
So I really felt like kind of like explaining that throughout the song, like having that sense of irony there. It's like, you know what, like I'm over here telling her not to use her phone, but I'm using mine.
Right.
So yeah, it was just like an ode to just the electronic generation that we live in
For
right
sure. What do you think it means to be a teen in 2017 on that note?
Teens have the power.
Okay.
Teens have the power. Teens can rule the world. And I'm so glad that I found that out and I was able to create music, especially being, I started when I was 17, you know? So once I realized that no one can get in my way and it doesn't matter what someone else tells me, especially an older individual telling me not to pursue a career in music,
Yeah.
like, you got to get out of my way because I'm going to do it anyway.
Do you have any advice for other teens that may be pursuing a musical career?
Stay persistent. Don't listen to what anyone tells you to do. And if your heart's in it and if you love it, then that'll push through.
How do you push back on like older people telling you that, oh, I think that you should do this differently in the music, or
I
how
just
you
got
promote it?
I got tired of that. I got
Mhm.
tired of people telling me how to be me.
Mm-hmm.
That eventually I was like, you know what? I don't care. And once you have that form of resistance, then you can really change so many different things. And so I felt like once I had that, just that power and that confidence within myself, especially my youth,
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, you know what? Nobody's getting in my way. I'm going to do whatever I want to do.
So that covers the teen portion
Yeah.
of your album title.
Yes.
What does it mean to be American in 2017 to you?
In 2017, I feel like even though there has been some ups and there has been some many downs, I feel like pushing for individuality, especially right now, is super necessary because there's so many people who don't believe in that and don't believe in us. I live in El Paso. It's predominantly Mexican,
Yeah.
you know? And I feel like my community was really affected by whatever decisions that America made. I feel like once you push past that and you try to find the positivity within the fact that, you know what? We have the power. We can do whatever we want to do. Don't worry about that other stuff. That's what I feel like. You know what? Like, I am proud. I'm proud to be an American teen. I'm proud to be
That's
young.
the important
The
distinction.
yeah, an American teen, because the youth really has the power. And once we all find that, then there's no stopping us.